Yeah, so I'm a developer. Let's be friends. That's like I just said. I think this is getting increasingly important in the digital world, and also I'm a developer. So my job isn't really to get people to the top of the SERP. Is that how you say it? Yeah. But you might be wondering. So what are no? Actually, what am I doing here? Not what are you doing here? You know what you're doing now. What am I doing here? And it is that thing. The more I know about my clients' needs and wants, the better I can help them. And SEO is an important thing for my clients, our clients, actually. So I decided I want to go to this. I heard about it 2 years ago, SearchStars, and I thought, oh, I should go and see what SEO is all about. So here's a quick recap of my 2 first years, and this is my 3rd year. And now I'm on stage. It's like a dream come true. So this is what I learned. To be honest, the first year I went to SearchStars, I was expecting to learn how to build link farms, how to buy likes and clicks, and no one talked about that, at least not on stage. But what I learned, I came away thinking, oh my God, SEO is marketing. It's not at all what I thought it would be. And then the second year was even more interesting for me because not one but 2 of the talkers declared search dead, which that's a bit weird. And also as a developer, yay, super excited because like what they were saying isn't really search is dead. They said and now here's another funnel for you, the IDA funnel. We've been talking about it many times before. You know, you do the IDA funnel and then you make landing pages for each of the stages and use the correct keywords, etc., etc. That stuff is over and done with, gone. And it's being killed by these things, according to these 2 speakers, virtual assistants, right? And they're going to take this awareness, interest, desire, action journey and turn it into awareness and action. And I mean, Amazon, I honestly didn't know this is a hot topic in the SEO industry. Amazon, they're already doing this in many markets. Hey Alexa, I want some laundry detergent. And the next day you have your laundry detergent. So what do SEOs do? Well, it's going to be even trickier because now they're planning to ship stuff to people before you're even aware of the fact that you want them. And they're going to do this using big data, of course. But here's the thing, right? I actually used Amazon a few years ago while they were still shipping stuff for free to Sweden from England, and I'm a cheapskate, so I used that until they stopped shipping stuff for free to Sweden. And what never ceased to amaze me was how crappy their suggestions were. Like if I want the ultimate guide on parenting, it's not like I'm gonna buy 8 more ultimate guides on parenting. Really, if I buy the beginner's book on Mandarin Chinese, I don't want 12 more of them, then I want the next level. Come on. But do you know who's really good at collecting user data and making it useful? No, collecting information and making it available and useful for the world? Yes, Google. And I think Google are going to move, actually they are moving into this section. And they have a secret card up their sleeve. I'm not sure they're using this, but I wish they were, and it's Google Photos. You know, with 1 billion users that upload loads and loads of snapshots of their lives. I've uploaded 169,196 photos as of 2 weeks ago, so it's probably, I might be edging closer to 107,000. So in the future, when I ask the Google Assistant that I want a pizza, it will know what kind of pizza I want, because I take pictures of my favorite pizzas. They know what kind of vacation I like. I go to the top of a mountain, look at the view with something on my back. That thing might be one of my kids. Speaking of my children, they know which school I send my children to. Yes, Hogwarts. I'm a developer. We're all magicians. We send our kids to Hogwarts. So, like, this is supposed to be that light-hearted talk that gets you awake before the final push into the next talk, I guess. And right now I'm feeling like I'm making things worse. Like your job is gone because Google have my photos. But I want you to relax. I'm now going to prove to you that you will never be out of a job, and I'm going to do it using my favorite illustration that I came up with a few years ago that I show every chance I get. And this illustrates what it takes. This is based on 2 decades of working with interactive media. And when I did my first professional job, it was actually, I sold 2 games to a campaign site for Pirates of the Silicon Valley. It's a straight-to-TV movie about Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. And back then, all it took was technical know-how. It's not that I was the greatest game programmer in the universe. I wasn't. It was that I was one of 10 people who could do this. And that's all it took to get a job back then. Nowadays, where anyone with a smartphone can live stream video across the entire world almost, you don't need that much technical know-how to get stuff on the web and get noticed. What you do need is a lot of hard work to stand out in that crowd, because this curve is exploding. How do you stand out? And that's what you're doing. You're that orange thing. And I chose to focus on this little bit down here. So yeah, you shouldn't be worried. And I shouldn't be worried, I guess. My job isn't to get clients to the top of the SERP, but I would argue that neither is yours. Because like getting to the top of the SERP, as you all know, that's super easy. All you do is you pay. Like this is searching for digital agencies in Malmö, and they're all paid results. So if that's your USP, well, maybe start looking for another job or a new strategy, because above that lies the featured snippets that we've been talking about. And they're so fascinating. And I really wanted to play with some. But in order to do that, I needed a few, right? So I came up with this formula. I sat down, I thought really hard, and I thought, well, if I pick a blue ocean topic, that means it's something no one else is writing about. Like, no one is doing this. And then I post that as a question, what is this blue ocean topic? And then I write it in a niche language. This is all about not competing. That's my strategy here, non-compete. And if I find something there, I thought, if I write an article about that bit, then surely I will get a featured snippet. And I did. What is Creative Commons 0? But in Swedish. I got it, and now you're all going, yeah, you got 1, that doesn't prove anything. But actually, I got 2. And as we say in Sweden, once is nothing, twice is a gong. So that's not in, I'll ask a Swede to explain that, it kind of makes sense. I got a 3rd one, and then I thought, how many do you need to prove that your formula is working? Is 4 enough? No, 4 isn't enough, you need 5. So I got a 5th one, and I said, okay, this is working, this is how you get a featured snippet. And then I lost that one because I was in red waters. Like headless CMS, when I wrote that article, no one cared about it. Nowadays, there's a lot of talk about headless CMS. And if you're curious about headless CMS, I have a talk on YouTube about it, so you can go and check it out. Anyway, now I see your faces. You're going, yeah, you got that. But we've just been talking about how you can't even track this stuff. I got that from a good source earlier today. So you don't even know if people are clicking through. What are you going to do with all your like featured snippets? They're useless. It's even, you know, over half of Google searches nowadays. They don't even lead to click because of this stuff. So yeah, brag on. But what I noticed here, and what I find really interesting, can you see, like I gave you the 3 ingredients, but there's also a secret sauce to it. Can you see? You probably can't see it because it's so obvious to you. Actually, I'm going to keep that for a while. And we're going to talk about how can I use this to do branding. Like if you look at this, does it scream 24HR digital agency Malmö to you? No, not really. So I decided to take, yes, go away, thank you, this image and replace it with another one that I would brand subtly, but still brand it. So I did this image, and here's our logotype up in the corner, and I named it the same thing, and I put it in the same place on the server so that Google would start loading our logotype every time someone searched for what is CC0, which might not be that often, but I wanted to experiment. So what happened was, a few days later, on my phone, this is what the result would look like. You see, it's still the old image, but if I clicked it, then this would happen. After a while, and then it loads the new branded image. I go back, but I have to click the image, and I get the branded thing. Excellent, until Google found out and replaced that image with another image from the same blog post. Lesson learned, if you want to brand stuff up in the featured snippets, do it from the beginning, right? There's another interesting thing going on here, and it's this one. How do you take a screen grab of the entire page on a Mac and a PC? It says. And what's interesting about this is that for our landing pages or on our tiny little site, we have this kind of spread in operating systems, mostly Windows, some Mac, lots of others. But for this particular landing page, it looks like this. Do you see the difference? Like there's a lot more Mac OS. It's actually almost 40% more Mac users on this one. Why is that? Maybe more designers use Mac, but I have another theory, and one that you can use and take advantage of. You see how it says it's for Mac and PC here, but it's only showing the result for how to do it on a PC. So if you're on a Mac, you have no other option but to click through to my website and read the entire blog. Like, this isn't something I planned, right? I just noticed it, and I thought I'd better share it with you so you have something to take with you. But now back to this thing. What is the secret sauce to all of this? That thing that really makes it sing. It's the bog standard white hat SEO. And that's it. You see, I managed to get the titles right. I put some bullet lists and some ordered lists, and I bolded some stuff, and I repeated some terms. All the things you write about on your blogs, I used it, and it worked. And why is this so important? Why does these old, ancient techniques still work today? And I think I finally know why. And once you understand why, you can start exploiting it for your own gain. And the answer is that machines are stupid. And you know this because you've seen it so many times. This is me trying to set up a new account in WordPress for Nelly in the office. And website, it suggests my username as a website. Really? It put my password as her new password. Like, how dumb are you? And this one, I went to another conference called The Conference, and afterwards they asked me a bunch of questions, and I started filling out the questionnaire. And here's the question: how would you describe the conference to a friend or colleague? And this was the fourth one. And all of a sudden, Chrome decided, this is my time to shine. I know the answer to this. It's Lund. No, it isn't. But why is this happening? And I think I know why, because this happened. In my 169,196 photos, I needed a special image, and I love the image search. I'm not dissing Google Photos. I absolutely love it, and I love the fact that I can search for images. So I typed one keyword in, and these are some images that they returned. This one, and this one. Can you guess the word? Do you see it? Do you see the similarities? I'm going to give you a third answer that Google returned, and maybe that will help. Do you see it? Those of you that think, yeah, it's penguins, congratulations. How did you? And the scary thing is that now all of you are going, yeah, it thinks the cream is snow. And this Jackie Chan sort of giant Russian doll, it's sort of penguin shaped. And that's actually a drawing of Venice that my son did. I don't know the penguin connection on that. But this tells us why machines are stupid, and it also tells us how we can exploit it. And now this is going to become super technical, so you better buckle up, right? To us humans, that which makes a thing that thing is not a list of features. We don't look at a penguin and we go, yeah, it has feathers, it's black and white, it's on the North Pole, it's got a beak, it sort of waddles. We just know it's a penguin, right? But machines, they need that list of words. This is another image that Google returned. These are, well, that's my son in the middle. And the other two aren't really penguins, right? And we know that. We don't have to go, actually, you know what? They're sort of plasticky. They're probably not penguin. And we also know that this is a stuffed penguin. It's dead and we put things inside. But we also know that this isn't a stuffed penguin. It's also a dead bird with things inside, but it's a roast duck. And we know that not because we go through this endless list and go, yeah, it's 82% chance it's a penguin. No one would do that. And it's because we understand the world using something that's called Gestalt in German. I hope I managed to pronounce that. And we just know things. And what I heard is that we can't explain Gestalt to other peoples. So therefore, we will never be able to encode this into machines. Machines will never be able to understand the world the way we understand the world. You know, because they're stupid. So they need that long list of things. They need to be taught that, no, yeah, it says password, but actually it's new password for someone else. You need to tell the machine so it doesn't make stupid guesses. They need that laundry list of features. And there's another ancient technique. There's this place of knowledge where you can go and you can find endless lists or how to structure that data, and it's called schema.org. And it's truly, I looked on YouTube all the way back 6 years ago, they were talking about this at Google I/O. 6 years. Like, could you guess how many of our clients had come to us and said, yeah, we need to tag everything using schema.org? None. It's none. And could you guess how many of our clients' SEO firms that have come to us and say, hey, we need a way to tag things according to schema.org? None. Can you guess how many clients we've gone to and say, hey, guys, you need to start tagging things according to schema.org? 5, I think. Do you know how many of them said, do you know about SEO? All of them. They don't want us to do that stuff. That's why I'm here reaching out to you. Because we love to help you guys. We love building tools for you so you can start tagging things. We hate tagging things. We don't. We just want to solve a problem and then let someone else deal with it. And once you start doing this, this is where the future, right? Where I have an epiphany. I'm at home and I go like, oh, hiking boots. And then I walk to the kitchen and I tell my assistant, hiking boots. And then what the assistant does is all of this, right? So you start looking through all the information it has on me, you know, yeah, you do like to go to top of mountains. But actually, you always take the cable car there. So when you say hiking, it's not climbing really, it's walking. So we found these nice sneakers and they're on sale in the store and we know you're a cheapskate because we have everything you bought ever. And now we're gonna use the credit card you stored with us and then we're gonna send it to your home. Super easy, eh? But the thing is that you will never get access to this bit. That's off limits to you. And you will never get access to this bit either. So what can you do? Well, actually, there's quite a lot you can do. You have 3 available action spaces as I see it. The first one is over here. There's another one over here and the third one over here. And there are different actions you can take in these spaces. So the first one is straight up marketing, and that's you're on that. It's so obvious to me. Already 2 years ago, I said, oh, yeah, you need to plant the idea in my head that I need a pair of hiking boots. And it doesn't matter what the Google Assistant says. No, 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 I need these really expensive hiking boots. So that's marketing. You're on it. Great. Second one is SEO, bog standard SEO, but it's search engine optimization. It's not SERP optimization. You have to think about the search of the future. So that involves schema.org, among other things. Like help the search engine understand your client and their offer. And then the third one is you need to build an API with excellent documentation, obviously. And I know some of you might go like, what? API? What's he talking about? And it would take me 25 minutes to explain. So here's the super fast version. The API will enable the assistant to go from desire to action. So it's this bit. It knows, oh, here are the shoes. We just need to make it happen, basically. And to make that happen, every company has a bunch of systems. And then, you know, the client database, the product database, the content database, the e-store, blah, 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 blah. And then there's a bunch of different payment options. And there's a bunch of different shipping options. And all of these live in silos. But they need to talk to each other to make things happen. And they do that through an API. Basically. And this is why Amazon is so far ahead, because they have all of this in-house. They run it on their own service, where everyone else is running everything, by the way. So, yeah, good job, Amazon. But you can see Google really wants a piece of this, and they're willing to work their asses off. As you can see with this thing, I always forget the name of, Duplex. Have you heard of Duplex? It's actually easier for Google to fake a human being and have that fake human being call a physical phone and talk to a real human being to book a restaurant table than to wait for every restaurant to get an API with excellent documentation. Can you imagine how much money one of these phone calls costs? How much energy is consumed every time this giant Google data park goes, karoom, let's pretend to be human and book a table. So that's why your clients need an API, so that Google can connect straight, or the Google Assistant can connect straight to the client. And as others have said, this is happening. I mean, you can book flights already in Google Search. So it's on the way. But I see many of you now, you're thinking like, wait a minute. Did you use your entire presentation as a Trojan horse to make us sell your services? Because we sure as heck can't build an API with excellent documentation. Yes, I did. And I'm not even feeling bad about it. Because, as you remember, the arrow, the orange arrow with technical know-how, if you look at this, it goes from a little to a lot, straight up marketing. You don't need any technical know-how. I mean, even ad agencies can do that. Then you have slightly more to do SEO, but it's getting easier and easier. And then an API, you can't do that yet. But as you remember, APIs might be over here right now, but soon they're going to be down here. And it's going to be super easy, barely an inconvenience. Everyone's going to have one. And this is kind of already happening. But when do you need to get on this? And I just learned this lovely law, Hofstadter's law. It says that it always takes longer than you expect, even when you take into account Hofstadter's law, right? So you're not going to be out of a job tomorrow. You have some time still. But as William Gibson says, the future is already here. It's just not very evenly distributed. And that's what I mean. I bought tickets to London last week. And I used, because would you like to finish this on SAS website, or would you like to do it here on Google? But of course I choose Google because, you know, I'm a big nerd. And it worked. It was beautiful. It was really nice. And they had all my credit cards, and they had all my names, and all my names. Yeah, but whatever. So to summarize this whole thing, virtual assistants will replace much of the IDA file, not completely. Things never happen like that. In other words, the SERP is risky, but machines are stupid, therefore that's your way in. You should use schema.org and make sure your client has a public API with excellent documentations. And then you need to talk with the devs. Like I said, we at 24 Hours, 24HR actually, we love building tools for our clients. Right now we're busy building this A/B testing system for a bank. And they wanted to be able to run A/B tests behind the login, like on the actual accounts where it really matters. And they couldn't do that with the public for obvious reasons. We also created, like I heard about data reports and how to clean it up. We have this every time someone downloads a file from the server, it's an event is sent to Google Analytics, a clean, nice event. It's not, you don't have to say, oh, so if the page title is this and the kind is button and it says download, then register it as a download. It's actual downloads get registered. So we love that stuff. So please talk to us, because the clients don't listen to me if I try to tell them, like, you really need to set up this system to tag stuff according to schema.org. But they will listen to you. Thank you.